Olga Kasian last saw her daughter, this is 30-year-old Iana Kasian, on Monday, May 23, 2016. Her daughter had only just given birth 3 weeks earlier. She was engaged to the father of her child, this is Blake Leibel, and Olga was concerned as since their baby was born, Blake had been acting very erratically. He was from an extremely wealthy family in Toronto, and ever since he and his brother relocated to LA, his parents gave them each an $18,000 a month allowance. He just seemed like the kind of guy that got whatever he wanted. If he didn't, he would have a fit, he would cause disruption, and then he would come back around, apologize, and smooth things over. When she still wasn't able to reach her daughter on Tuesday, Olga got a hold of the police, but because there was a language barrier, she was unsure if they even went over to the condo to investigate. When there was still no word from Iana on Wednesday, Olga went to the condo she shared with Blake, and there was no answer at the door. But when she looked up at the balcony, she could see Blake inside, and she was screaming up to him, but he was ignoring her. When police arrived, they explained that they couldn't break in without proof of foul play, but Olga was positive that her daughter was in grave danger. The following day, this is May 26, investigators finally agreed that they could get inside the condo since they worried that maybe Iana was suffering a medical emergency after she had only given birth via C-section 3 weeks earlier. When the realtor gave them a key, they noticed that the swing bar lock was engaged, so this meant for sure someone was on the other side of that door. The hallway to the bedrooms was barricaded, and when they got into the guest bedroom, immediately they could see signs of foul play. There was blood on the headboard. When they finally got into the master bedroom, Blake was there wearing only boxers. They came upon a horrific scene. Iana was lying on the floor covered in a blanket. She looked to be deathly pale. The medical examiner later determined that all of her blood had been drained. She had only 1 teaspoon of blood left in her body, despite the fact that the normal human body has 5 liters. Blake had scalped his fiancée and the mother of his child. This picture is a bed skirt with a bloodied handprint on it that investigators found, and it exactly matched Blake's handprint because he lacked the top portion of his pinky finger. And despite this solid evidence, he denied having anything to do with his fiancée's murder. It was clear he'd extensively cleaned the condo because when Blue Star was utilized, the place lit up. And that was the case throughout the entire condo, and the medical examiner determined that Iana's death was not quick. She had likely suffered over the course of 6 to 8 hours. The trial began in June of 2018, and Blake Leibel was found guilty of Iana's murder, and he was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Olga Kasian has since moved back to Ukraine with her granddaughter Diana, and Blake's family hasn't given her a dime to help support her granddaughter.